Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to Saturday morning's live stream about IELTS 4 skills. As it's a subscriber lesson, dear viewer. Only my subscriber can join me, and they practice speaking, grammar, and also they discuss any unresolved problems. So thanks for joining. I know that some people always watch it silently and they cannot make comments. That is the most tragic part, because this is filtered by the Hallo system. Only my subscriber can join, and they can make comments and they can hop on here and talk to me. So I better wait a little while until my subscriber is here. Okay. Hi everyone. Good morning. Welcome. If you're free, join me. Hello. Can you hear me, one? One, are you still there? You're testing. Okay. I can't hear you. Oh, I can hear now.
Hello,
Hello. Welcome.
hello. Can you hear me, teacher?
Yes, I can hear you now. Welcome back, one.
Teacher, can you hear me, teacher?
Yes, but it is echoing.
Okay.
So I suggest that maybe you have logged on from mobile and your laptop both together. If you just reduce the volume from your mobile, then it should be okay. It won't echo. Hello. Ooh. It's look like we are talking in this space. Houston, we have got a problem.
Yeah.
Like Apollo 13. You know, Houston? Okay. So welcome once again, Davis. Today we'll discuss third conditional. And I'm just waiting to want to hop on. I believe that is coming in no time. So if you remember, we started discussing the conditional sentences: zero conditional, first conditional, second conditional, and today is the third conditional. You're still testing? I've invited you already. Welcome back.
Can you see my? Okay.
Yeah, I can't see you, but
Now, yes, sir. I'm so sorry because just now when I tried to log in using my laptop,
mhm.
I cannot see anything in the screen. There was
Oh,
nothing in the screen. So I thought that you was not you were not online. So then I tried to use my handphone and I see that you are talking.
okay.
That I can see from my phone.
uh, all right, that's okay. So welcome back. How
Yeah,
have you
thank you.
been?
A busy day, a busy weeks, and I just watched two of your live stream. Maybe I need to watch another two. I
Uh,
watched Present Perfect, and then I skip for Zero Conditional. I watch First Conditionals, and today I'll be following your live stream. After this, I will watch all the first live stream that I missed before.
I think we
Is it?
explained zero, fast, and second.
Yes, I watched Present Perfect. I skip for Zero Conditional, and I followed the third live stream which you teach on First conditionals.
Okay, did you watch the second conditional?
Not yet.
All right, that's okay. So is everything okay now?
Yeah, I understand more when I watch a live stream, and then I try to recall. Then I get the understanding on the surface of the conditionals better.
Okay, do you have any questions from those lessons? So that
Um, so far I can understand, but I will watch all four live stream first, and if I have anything, I will ask you, sir, later.
that's great. Yeah, thank you very much. And the example, if you remember that you gave me an example, I think is it present perfect, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay, so were you happy with my explanation why it is correct and why it is not correct?
yes. I watched that.
Okay, briefly recapping, the difference between past tense and present perfect was that both of the actions started in the past. For the past action, it should be finished in the past. But for the present perfect tense, the action has done only recently, maybe now, a few seconds ago, a few minutes ago. But if it is more than, say, an hour, an action has done, we can still treat as a past tense.
Yes,
Okay, there are some signal words like if you say that, hey, I saw Jamie this morning, rather than I have seen Jamie this morning. Because we only talk about the morning, this morning, when the morning is over. We don't say that I when say it is morning now, okay? I will not say that I've seen you this morning. I see you. In that case, we'll say I see you now, because this is morning. Did you
yes,
get the point? How you can understand?
yes,
And some signal words are like yesterday, last week, last month, last year. When the time is mentioned in the past, that is always past tense rather than present perfect.
yes. But sir, let's say the question is like this: have you watched the movie? Did you watch the movie? Are they both of the questions are correct?
Have you watched the movie?
Did you watch the movie?
And you watched the movie. Okay.
Did you watch the movie?
All right. So first one is present perfect. Question: have you watched the movie? The person is asking if you have watched the movie recently. Okay. And you watched the
Mhm,
movie. That means the person is asking was the movie a while ago.
mhm, mhm.
Remember, the tense is always related to the time. Time is a very important factor to understand and apply that tense correctly. Which is why we have got different kinds of tenses and different kinds of expressions.
Okay,
Okay,
understand. Yeah.
thank you very much. So, any more question?
So far, no.
Okay, for the zero conditional, you said you didn't start it, and the only important thing is that it deals with always the real life situation, facts, figures, universal truth or reality, and
Yes.
it is always expressed in present simple or present indefinite tense. We don't use any other tense.
Can we consider that if I say like this for zero conditionals? Zero conditional is mostly dealing with the facts, right? Facts.
Mhm.
It is not about probabilities, but uh, I want to ask you whether it is right if I say like this. If I go there, you die. Can we consider that as a zero conditional? If I
Uh,
say like that.
you can consider it, but it is a fact. If you go there, someone dies for you. If you
Okay,
think
okay.
that from that perspective, it is correct, and that is zero
Oh,
conditional.
all right.
Like we say that if you eat fatty food, you become chubby, okay, bulky. This is the
Mm-hmm.
fact, okay. So
Indirectly, you talk about me.
no, no, this is
Kidding, kidding, kidding. It's okay, sir. It's okay.
uh, then you can say if you don't eat anything, you die.
Yeah.
That is a zero conditional. Okay, and another zero conditional is that if I'm late, my family members start taking their lunch without me.
Mhm.
All right, this is a fact.
Yeah. Okay.
So they don't want to wait in the food table. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. See, if the sun shines, the earth becomes hot. This is a fact. Okay.
Mhm.
And like you can say that if you don't sleep well, you become sick. This is zero conditional. It's a fact. If you don't take rest properly, you become tired.
Mhm. Okay.
All right. So these are some of the amazing examples. Uh,
Yeah.
all right. So if you have seen first and second, that's great. Keep watching, and if you've got any questions, then we can discuss later. Okay.
Mm. All
All
right.
right. So today, if you remember that third conditional. So the third conditional is used to express the past consequence of an unrealistic action and situation in the past. Basically, all the conditionals except the zero conditionals are, somewhat unrealistic situation, which means that one sentence, the first part, is always dependent to the second part of the sentence. We call them clause. Okay. By the how is the family members? One,
Yeah.
is everyone all right in your family?
Yeah. Everything's all right. Now I'll be in the office
Oh, you're
on
now.
Sunday.
You're at your office. Okay.
Yeah.
Sunday is not holiday in your country, right?
Saturday and Sunday is holiday, but I need to come to my office to settle several things.
All right. So you're a very responsible person. Okay. If you remember second conditional, the third conditional is very similar to the second conditional. But while the second conditional refers to something unrealistic now or in the future, but the third conditional refers to something unrealistic in the past. That is the difference. Very often people ask that question: how do you differentiate second and third conditional? Second conditional always deals a situation either in the uh, future, or whereas third conditional deals unrealistic situation in the past, present or future. Sorry, second conditional deals with the situation of present or future, whereas third conditional, once again, always deals with unrealistic situation in the past. Okay.
Okay.
And if you have any question in the meantime, please do ask me. We often both sounds are correct. Okay. Use
Okay.
the third conditional to express regrets, describing things we are sorry that happened or didn't happen. For example, if my alarm had gone off, I wouldn't have been late to work. Okay, so someone just put the alarm, like say it happened to me a few times. My alarm had gone off and I was late. So if my alarm had gone off, actually it should be alarm hadn't gone off. It should be negative. I wouldn't have been late to work.
Okay.
If there had been so much traffic, we wouldn't have missed our flight. So because of the traffic, we missed the flight. Because my alarm didn't work, I was late. Uh, did you understand this part? One?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. We make the third conditional by using the past perfect after if, and then would have, and then past participle in the second part of the sentence. So that's the basic structure. If subject past perfect, the past perfect had plus past participle form of the verb. Then another subject would or could have, again past participle with other verbs. Now,
So,
yeah,
sorry.
go on.
One question. What's the meaning of gone off? Is it ringing or
Gone up
broken?
means it didn't work.
Didn't work. Gone off. Okay.
Yeah. In
That
this
is a
case,
phrasal verb, sir?
gone off. In this case, my alarm had gone off means your alarm didn't make any sound. But we also use this. This is a phrasal verb. One, you have asked me to describe it. Go of the phrasal verb. Go, went, gone. Okay.
Okay.
So you can use go off, went off, gone off.
Didn't work. Gone off. It didn't work. Can I say that my car gone off yesterday? Oh, it's wrong.
Um, we
My car broken. My car is broken.
we exactly it. You can say like this. My car's engine gone off.
My car is engine is gone off. Okay.
But yesterday, if you say yesterday, it should be past simple. Went off.
Oh, went off.
So when something running thing or mechanical thing doesn't work, we can say go off. But
Go.
also in case of food, go off means the food has become bad, smelly. Like my food
Mm.
has gone off. English language is in honestly one a crazy language. Depending on the context, one word may have different meaning. Now, if you
Yeah.
use once again for the case of food, hey, my food has gone off. It's smelly. That means it is
No, no.
rotten.
Rotten.
Okay. Now, past perfect, once again, had plus past participle form, then subject again, would, could, have, past perfect, other words. Now, you know that be, been, been. Be is the present form, been is the past tense, and been is the past participle form. And I've given few other examples, and very often our learners uh, have difficulties to pronounce these words correctly. One of these, look, work, worked. I've heard that students are pronouncing like this work it. No, it is not work it. It worked. Okay. By the way, one in British IPA, R is silent in this word.
Okay.
It is work in British IPA. Worked and worked, and D sounds like T.
Work.
All these words. Help, helped, helped. If you listen to it carefully, it will listen this sound T, not D.
Help.
Asked.
Oh,
Okay. Ask. Which should be sorry.
us.
Asked, asked. And I've heard that many times our learners also pronounce this word ask it, help it, work it. So you need to be careful. Can you please try these words to pronounce it correctly?
Uh, us. Ask.
D.
Us.
D should
D.
sound like T.
Us. Okay. Us. Us. Us.
I can hear anything. I hear only ask. Asked.
Okay. Asked.
Very good. Better than before. One more time.
Asked. Asked.
Very good. Now help.
Yeah. Help. Helped. Helped.
Very good. Bravo. Then
Okay.
work.
Work. Would. Would.
One more time. I just couldn't hear it
Okay.
clearly.
Work. 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 It's difficult to say this word. Would. Work.
Okay. Would you like to take the help from dictionary
Okay.
so that we can hear the accurate sound? Yeah? Work. Hang on a second. I always search from Cambridge,
Work. Work.
and also I'll explain. It is with longer sound. Yeah. It is work rather than
Work.
work. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Look at this. WA, then is was sound and the double dot in the phonetics. This part. Can you see double dot?
Yes.
Okay, in phonics or phonetics, we call them phonemes. If you ever find double dots, you have to understand this sound should be a bit longer.
Oh.
Work. Listen to the
Work.
British IPA.
Work,
Work. R
Mhm.
is silent.
work,
And American IPA.
work,
Work.
work,
Work.
work,
British
Work.
IPA.
Work.
Is there any difference between UK and US pronunciations for
Thousands.
work?
For this
I mean for the in the context of work.
sound is different. We do not pronounce R.
Oh, okay, okay.
In British IPA, if you remember that, okay, possibly you are not there on that lesson. In British IPA or British English, we call them non-rhotic. Okay, the
Mm,
meaning of non-rhotics, I'm writing it for you. You can have a look later. Details. What does non-rhotic means? British English is non-rhotic, non-rhotic English. Okay, which means that most of the cases, if there is a letter R in a word, the R is silent, except few situations. If a word starts with letter R, we have to pronounce it, like my name. Yeah, you cannot just remove the R. Or this word, say run. Can we, if you remove the R from the run? No.
no.
Like rumor. Listen to this word, rumor. First
Oh,
R is okay, last R is silent.
yes.
Or humor.
Humor. Computer.
Rana.
Computer.
Okay, look, better.
Better.
Okay, and we should always pronounce the R if it is in between two vowel sounds. Let me give example. What is the vowel? The vowel sound A, E, I, O, U,
Yes.
and even Y. The letter Y is sometimes treated as semi-vowel because Y becomes I. Look, very. Can you see the word very? Very,
Uh, yes. Very.
very. Where is E? R is E, E and Y. Y is a semi-vowel because Y here is equal to I.
I. Okay.
Is that clear? So this is the reason why we call British English non-rhotic. R is silent most of the cases. And American English is rhotic, which means that R must be pronounced. And they have a specific lessons for the phonetics teacher that they have to pronounce the R clearly and correctly.
Mm.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Thank you. So let's move on to the third conditional one more time. So why we have practiced this? Because in every conditional we need to know the past participle form of the verbs. Similarly, learn, learned, learned, go, went, gone. Okay, do you know regular and irregular verbs? One.
Mm, yes. But I'm a bit confused. I know that I don't know the category, but I know how to use that. Like go, when, gone. So that one is considered as irregular, sir? Or that one is regular?
Okay, I'll just give you the clue, you'll be able to understand.
Okay.
If you
I know,
see,
but I don't know which category they are.
okay, regular verbs are those verbs when it doesn't change their main word, even past tense and past participle. Look at these words like work, worked, worked. You see, the
Mhm.
main word is work. Work is still in the past tense and past participle. It means it's a regular verb.
Regular. Okay.
Okay, in irregular verb, it changes to past tense and past participle. So,
Okay.
like go, went, gone. This is irregular. Give, gave, given, irregular. Get, got or gotten, both are correct. You know why the difference is there? Because American English and British English. In British English, we use got, but in American English, get, got, gotten.
Oh,
You see, this is
for
another
for
difference.
British for British we just have got and
Got as
get
well.
and got.
Yeah, got. Yeah, get, got. Like, have you got my email? No, I haven't. For example, or you can say, have you gotten my email?
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's move on. Look, this word dream. The reason for bringing it can be also written in a two different way because of the British and American English. Again, dreamed with D, and dreamed with T. Both are correct. Dreamed, or dreamed.
Okay.
All right, let's move on. So, third conditional talks about the past. It is used to describe a situation that didn't happen and to imagine the result of the situation. And once again, the formula is had, subject plus past perfect, subject plus would, could have, past participle. So let me give you some examples, then we can practice. If she had studied well, she would have passed the exam. One noticeable matter is that when we use if at the beginning of the sentence, we must use comma before we start the next clause. Okay, look at that.
Okay.
If she had studied well, comma, she would have passed the exam. When we write the other round, she would have passed the exam if she had studied well. In that case, we do not use any comma. Okay, remember that this is an mandatory use of punctuation, comma. Is it clear? One,
Yes.
please let me know. Okay,
Okay.
if I hadn't eaten so much, I wouldn't have left sick. Sorry, I wouldn't have felt sick, not left. My apology. Because I ate too much, I become sick. Or you can say, I wouldn't have felt sick if I hadn't eaten so much. Next one is, if we had taken a taxi, we wouldn't have missed the flight or plane. Because we didn't take the taxi, we missed the flight or plane. She wouldn't have been tired if she had gone to bed earlier. So if she had gone to bed earlier, she wouldn't have been tired. Okay, so we can write in two forms, both of the ways.
Would have become.
He would have been on time for the interview if he had left the house at 9. If I hadn't slipped on the floor, I wouldn't have to broken my arm. Now there is one important information. The word would is often contracted comma D by native speaker. It is also acceptable to use this in informal writing. So which means there's one, we do not contract would as D, okay? But in speech, it's common to contract have is ab, third conditional. But uh, when you're writing academically or professionally, just don't contract it. You know this rule, right? One, we do
Yes.
not contract anything in academic writing or professional writing. We do it only when you're talking and having conversation. That's the very basic difference in conversational English and written English.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like it has written, I would have come to the meeting if you have told me. If you told me, yeah.
If you told me.
However, we can't write this even in informal context. It is useful to be aware of it though, so you can identify it when native speakers say it. As an alternative to would, we can completely the second part or third condition with this could. If I had stayed at university, I could have got a master's degree. Okay, if you have any example, we can discuss. So, any more questions, queries?
So far, okay. The contraction D means had. Am I right, sir?
Yes.
Like in the
Had,
scheme.
it could be had, it could be would. That's why we don't
Oh,
contract it. So it's better you see would have.
so if in the conversation, if the native speakers are contracted this word, so we need to guess whether it represents okay
It
would
could be
or
could, it could be would, it could be had. But from their pronunciation or accent, you'll be able to understand what is they're using. Like if I say I would have gone to the place, or I could have done this job earlier.
Okay.
I had done this job before, for example. You see, I've contracted it, but different sounds.
I had. Okay.
I'd. They will not say I had. I'd.
I.
I would. Okay, one.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Would you like to read these examples? Then we can go through it. There would be a test after that.
Okay. He would have got the job if he hadn't been so nervous in the interview.
Hmm.
What would you have done if you'd been me? If I hadn't been snowing heavily, we'd have carried on skiing.
If it hadn't.
If it hadn't been snowing heavily, we'd have carried on skiing. The company would have survived if there hadn't been a recession. Would you have accepted the offer if we reduced the price? If you hadn't invited me out, I'd have stayed in all day. She wouldn't have given you a fine if you'd apologize.
Hmm. Great.
Okay.
Hang on a moment, please.
Okay. She wouldn't have given you a fine if you had apologized.
Okay. Next one.
If okay, if they hadn't won the match, the club would have fired the manager. They could have stayed here if they hadn't found any accommodation.
All right. Very good. Now, very often we mix the second and third conditionals together. Okay. Though it is bit all the conditionals, are advanced levels grammar.
Mm,
So, but sometimes what happens basically we can always mix it up. We call it mixed conditional, especially mixing of second and third conditional together. It's possible to combine the second and third conditional. There are two ways of doing that. We can either describe the present consequence of a past situation. I'm going to make it a bit larger so that we can see it. Okay. Describe the past consequences of a present situation, like if past perfect, then would plus verb. Like if we hadn't missed the flight, we would be in our hotel by now. Look, this is they're describing in the past, but uh, the consequence is the present. Is it understandable and clear?
yes, this is mixed conditional, sir.
Mixed, yes. Second and third conditional we call together sometimes mixed conditional.
If we hadn't missed the flight, we'd been in our hotel by now. Okay.
Right. Some more examples. If we just read it, then I think it will be clearer.
First, yes.
Would you like to read it
Want me?
one?
Okay, can. If I'd studied for a year in the US, my English would be fluent now. The road wouldn't be so icy if I hadn't rained so much last night.
If it hadn't.
If it hadn't rained so much last night. If she weren't,
Weren't or were not.
if she were not so shy, she'd have gone to the party on her own. The fans would be miserable now if their team had been relegated.
Hmm.
What is relegated, sir?
Guess. Look at the sentence one more time and let me see what you can guess.
The
Relegate.
miserable now if their team had been relegated. Would be miserable now if their team defeated.
Um, Not exactly.
If they're um, so winning the match. Relegated. Assess.
Relegate.
Relegate.
Relegate. Actually, it is relegate. Relegate means to put someone or something into lower or less important rank. Now look at the sentence pattern. The fans would be miserable now if their team had been relegated, which means that when their team was not given value, okay, not given importance, then it a football club or cricket club, whatever, they have got lots of fans, yeah, millions of fans around the world. They
Okay.
wouldn't be happy when they find that their team has not been valued well.
Okay.
Okay,
Right. Okay.
great. Okay, these are something else. Okay, these are the examples. So we'll go for a mini test so that we can compare of our understanding. All right, one.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to the complete test. Third conditional exercise. Can you see it clearly?
Yes.
All right. You see first part, and there are some if you dash, then not or be. You have to use make the third condition, and then again not missed. So what is the rule of third conditional once again? If you had,
If you if you had um if you had not been late,
mhm,
we would not have missed the bus. We would not have missed the bus.
we would not have. Yes, very good. If you had not been late, we would not have missed the bus. If you had not been late, you said
Yes. Hadn't been late. Had not been late.
we would not. Is this what you
Had
say?
we would not we would not have missed. We would not. We would not miss. We would not miss. MISSED.
Would not have missed. You said.
Yes, we would not have missed the bus.
Okay, check. Correct. Very good. Next one.
Uh, if she had studied,
Mm-hmm.
she would have passed the exam. She would have passed.
She would have passed the exam. All right. Great. Oh, you understood very well. One. High five and
Well,
congratulations. Next one.
if we have arrived,
Had.
had arrived earlier, we would have seen.
Okay, remember we could use would and could both together. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, number 4.
If they had gone to bed early, they
Mm-hmm.
they would have not wakened. Not sure.
So
Oh,
if they had gone to bed early, they would have not waken up late, right?
yes. No. Awaken. Is it woke? They would not have woke up. They would not have awakened. No.
Okay, show, yeah.
Okay. They would not have woken.
They
Woken.
They wouldn't have.
They wouldn't have. Oh, okay. They
Okay,
wouldn't have
actually, it's
woken.
my mistake. Would not have, not should be here. You're right, but I wrote it mistakenly. You said would not have woken, or
Okay.
would have not woken. What did you say?
Would not have. Wouldn't have woken.
Wouldn't have
But I,
woken.
I woken. Yeah.
Possibly you may have said you would have not woken. So wouldn't have woken. Would and not should come together. Remember that, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Well done.
Woken is wrong. The spelling woken is wrong, sir. Waken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yes, sorry. W woken. Okay. It's a spelling mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next one.
If he had became a musician,
Became, become, become.
become, became, right? Became, we pronounce it as became, sir. Became.
Become, became, become.
Oh, became, become, become, become. Okay.
Yeah,
Become is the past participle for become.
become. Look at this
Oh,
main word, come. You know this word, come, came, come. So become, became, become. So
oh, okay,
this is the way to remember how it can be pronounced correctly. Become, became, become.
okay.
So if
If
he,
he
mhm,
had, if he had become a musician, he would have recorded.
complete the sentence, please. Record it.
Recorded. If he had become a musician, he would have recorded a CD.
Well done. Number 6.
If she had gone to art school,
Mhm.
she would have become a painter.
If she had gone to art school, she would have become a painter. Well done. Number 7.
If I, if I, if I was born, if I had born, if I, mm, if I was born in a different country, or
I
if I had born,
Yeah, this is the question to you. Had born or was born or were
uh,
born?
if I was born, if I was born in a different country, I could have learned to speak a different language.
So you think that if I was born, remember that if I was born is a simple sentence. It is not conditional.
Oh,
Conditional is unrealistic situation. I've been giving you the clue.
if I were, if I were born,
Now just follow the rule. What's the rule here?
had. We need to use had.
Okay, would you like to use had and try? Let's see how it goes. Or would
If
you
I
like?
had
Okay,
born.
let us check with this one first. Was born. See, none of them correct.
Hmm, if I had born,
Okay, let's just I had. But again, it's incorrect. So what would it
hmm,
be? One.
mm, if I born in different country, if I
You're
straight,
almost there.
straight away, if I born,
No. We don't say if I born.
If I was, if I were,
How
if
about
I
this?
were.
How about where? If I were born in a different country, I would have rather than could have. Okay, let us see if we change to would. How does it sound?
If I were born is not right.
Would have is learned. Now I were born is also incorrect.
Hmm.
Okay. How about this one? Honestly, where simply.
If I were,
Okay.
maybe the pronounce. If I were
Okay. How about had been?
had been born.
You see,
Oh,
remember
had
that had been past tense. Been. We have to use had. Remember that. I was going to
okay,
explain to you. So one, remember the rule is that we must use had, and for be we use been.
for the past tense. For
Yes,
the
past participle. Be,
past participle.
been, and been.
Okay,
Clear?
clear.
And rather than could have, we should use would have. Would have would be our first preference.
Okay.
All right, number 8.
If she had gone to university,
Mm-hmm.
she would have studied French.
Bravo.
Okay,
Congratulations.
right.
Number 9.
If we hadn't gone to the party,
Mm-hmm.
we uh, we wouldn't have met them.
Met. Yeah, very good.
Okay,
Bravo. Number
okay.
10.
If he had not taken the job, had not taken the job,
Hadn't or had not taken, both are correct. Yeah, this contraction.
he would have gone traveling.
So if he hadn't taken the job, he would have gone traveling. Number 11.
Mm, he had been happier.
Now, no more mistake, yeah, from the previous example one.
Yeah. If he have
Had been.
if he had been happier if he had been staying, if he had if he have staying, he had been happier if he would have stayed at home.
Mm-hmm. Always go with the book rule. Would have
Okay,
stayed.
stayed at home.
So if he had been happier, he would have stayed at home.
Oh,
Look, none of them are correct.
mm,
Why is that
mhm.
for? What should you use?
he he would have been he would have been happier. He would have been happier if he would have been happier.
Would have been?
He would have would have been happier.
Sorry, would have been?
He would have been would have if he had stayed at home.
Right. Now this sentence has been written the other way around. Remember that. It
Mhm.
should be had here, yeah. If he had stayed at home. You see, that is the cheeky part.
Oh.
Generally, we are starting the other sentence if at the beginning, but this time if is at the middle. That means if he had stayed at home, he would have been happier.
Mm.
Okay, you need to understand when. After if, it should be had. Okay, had plus
Okay.
past participle. The second part would have been would plus past participle. All right, one.
Okay.
So we need to focus that one. So okay, next one, similar pattern. She dash
She, she would have
past
passed,
past
pass,
D. We must pronounce the D. Past.
passed.
Very good. One more time.
Okay, passed,
If
passed.
she would even passed the exam, if
If she had studied,
she had studied harder.
she had studied harder.
Great. Question number 13.
We would have got married if she. We would have got married. British IPA. You teach me just now.
Married.
Married.
But R is in between two vowel sound. R should be pronounced.
Okay. We would have.
But look at
We.
this word. One, this is not and got.
Mhm.
You have to use
Okay.
both.
We would haven't got married.
Wouldn't, would haven't,
We
or wouldn't have.
we wouldn't have got. We wouldn't have got married. We wouldn't have got married. We wouldn't have got married.
We wouldn't have got married if
If we uh, hadn't gone to the same university.
so. We wouldn't have got married if we wouldn't have gone to the same university. Yes. Second part is correct. Okay, sorry, it is my mistake. Actually, it should be,
And apostrophe T.
is it this? Would
Mm,
not have, okay? We don't say wouldn't have.
would not have. Would not have got married.
Okay, next one.
They they would not. They would not. They would not. Uh, they would. They would have not been late. They would not have been late.
Would not have. Mm-hmm.
If they would not have been late. If they hadn't taken a taxi, they would have been late. Sorry, sir. They would have been late.
Yes, there is no not here.
They would have been late if they had not taken the taxi.
Or hadn't, okay, spoken English. So they wouldn't have been late if they had not or they hadn't taken a taxi. Bravo, well done. High five for you.
Okay.
Number 5. I mean 15, not 5.
Okay. She would have met him if she hadn't. She would have met him if she hadn't came to London.
Come, came,
Come,
come, came, come. Remember.
come, can come.
So if she wouldn't, okay, what would be this part again? If she
She would wouldn't have wouldn't have
wouldn't have or
met.
would not have, okay. If she wouldn't have met him, if she hadn't come to London. Yes, I think it should be correct. Thank you.
Mm,
So you have really understood well. Let's go it quickly. We have got 5 minutes more.
okay. She he would have taken a taxi
Mm-hmm.
if he had
Had have or had had?
had
Had had.
yes.
Okay, would have taken an taxi. Sorry, he would have taken a taxi if he had had enough money.
Mm.
Very good.
I okay. I would have call you
Would have called you.
would have called you.
One, remember, if there is D at the end of the verb or any word or S, you must pronounce it correctly and clearly. Or T, okay?
T.
TDS. Pronounce it correctly so that listeners can understand. I wouldn't have called you.
I wouldn't have called you.
Yeah.
Called you. Okay.
If
If I hadn't forgotten.
hadn't forgotten. Okay. I would have called you if I hadn't forgotten my phone.
Oh, I would have called.
Oh, sorry,
Called.
it's
Yeah.
my mistake. Spelling mistake. I
Okay.
made a mistake. You're correct. Okay, next one.
We we would have came. We would have come
If we,
if we uh, had been invited.
that's right. We would have come if we had been invited. So now we can say like this: I would have come if I had been invited. I would have gone to the place if I had had enough time. Uh, One, remember that these patterns are amazing because if you follow this pattern, with this pattern, you can write hundreds of meaningful correct sentences. Okay,
Yeah.
this is the impact of this learning this kind of patterns and conditionals. It is not only it stays here as a grammar, it is also helpful in your writing and speaking when you're having conversation with your colleagues or boss or foreign buyers or clients.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
and
But
that is
I've not been taught about this when I was in school. I think I just learned this from Hello, from Hello.
yeah, we learned grammar from our school only to pass the exam, but honestly speaking, in real life, grammar is always needed to express yourself clearly when you are like a human resource department or when you are maybe personal department, when you have the responsibility to communicate on behalf of a department or the company, locally, nationally, internationally. Your message must be clear, understandable, and logical and sensible. I
Yeah.
always use these four words. When you're writing or speaking, remember that your sentences must be clear, logical, understandable, and sensible so that your listeners or your readers can understand. Oh, we don't have
Yeah.
much time. Okay.
Only 1 minute more. One more minutes.
No, few seconds only. So
Yeah.
let's finish it today. We have got 40 seconds. So, one, whatever you learned today, it is recorded. Remember to practice something more. And if you have got any more questions, well, let's write in the chat box so that I can answer it. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you
And
so much, sir.
no problem. And thank you very much for the extension of the subscription. That's so kind of yours. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow. You take care and say hello to your family and children.
Sure. Thank you so much. Friends, don't forget to give hello. Don't forget to give heart to Teacher Rahat. We still have a few more seconds before we end the live stream. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very
Bye.
much. Bye.
Amy.
Coax cable. Yeah, I've heard about the coax cable.
Coach.
Coax cable.
Krista,
Coax.
don't even try.
Why? I need
Nothing.
to learn. I need to learn.
Reset. He's like, can I coax you into? Can I coax you into?
Coach.
Oh my
Coach.
God, don't try to fix it. It's
Nom,
not
nom,
gonna
nom,
work.
nom, nom, nom.
Angela, please use it in a sentence. Angela, coax.
Amy, I'm gonna hop off and hop on again, okay? Just 1 second.
Okay. Okay. All right.
How about hoax?
Hoax. Oh, I love that